This is it. This is not in the script. Totoo to. Pinaghandaan ko to. I was prepped really well because we have very empowered women. Sobrang powerful. Even before we became live today, I could hear their voices. I could really hear them and their energy. So I won't wait any further. We'll push through already with the questions so you hear their stories. By the way, these are real stories. And you're gonna know with all my questions in a bit. So I'll start it off with how these amazing women got started with Young Living business. If they had previous experiences with any other network marketing company, and also because most of them, well, if not all of them who are here with us today, they had, of course, alam natin si Tuesday, diba? We see her everywhere. We know what she's been doing. She's been very successful with it. We have an attorney as well. How they actually got into this Young Living business. So I'll start off with Bing. Yan.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Thanks, Chal. How did I start? Well, I just wanted something different for my health and for my kids back in 2017. And I didn't realize that it came with a business. I only wanted the oils. I guess everybody, like most of us, it was like that. We never, like personally, I didn't know about it. Okay. But then, since I love the products, it really worked with me and my kids, I started to share. I think it's human nature,
yes,
right?
Yes, when you believe in it, you share.
Yeah, you just share. Like if you discover a restaurant that you super love, or there's a K-drama that you like got hooked, you will talk about it. So that's how I started.
Okay, so it's not really the business, iba yung intention talaga, which was the health, tama ba?
Yes.
Okay. For Tuesday, you are the Tuesday. I have to say, ngayon ko lang sasabihin to kasi kanina pa ako nahihiya.
Kailangan tawagin mo ulit ako. Tuesday. Tawagin mo ko dali.
Ayan, Tuesday.
Yes. Wow. Okay.
I just love the realness. But of course, we all know this. We see Tuesday on TV. We know her. So how did you get into this? So how did it get you started?
Well, if you follow me on social media, you will see that I'm the type of person who doesn't sit. Period.
Bakit natin binigyan ng upuan? Oh.
Yeah, I want to stand up actually. I always do something in my life. Even nung pandemic, I really thought it would give me time to, just be calm in a corner, enjoy the solitude. But the opposite actually happened to me. It was the time that I discovered new things that I could actually do. Like, for example, acrylic painting. I never thought I would be able to do that. I'm also a thread artist now. I do a lot of macrame projects at home. I started planting vegetables in my garden, mga ganun. I started with ornamental plants until I went into edible. So, ganun yon. And then, oiling came into my life. But unlike Bing, I wasn't love at first sight with oiling. Parang when Tina sent me a message, oil up Mars, because something was happening to me, no? So there was an emotional situation na parang gusto ko nang mag-Lorna Tolentino sa pader, ganyan. Pero when she said oil up, ano yun? Sabi ko, ano yung oil up? And like so many people we talk to, use this oil for this, for that. They don't really get it. So it has to be a personal experience. You really have to do it, to be able to get it. Tapos when I started learning about it, sabi ko, I am doing a disservice if I don't spread the word because it works so well for me. And I want other people to feel the same and get the same benefits. But it wasn't the oils. It was the business that got me into it and the community. Kasi raketera ako ng taon. Parang 30 years na akong puyat. Ganon yung feeling ko. So pag alam kong may posibilidad na magbubukas to ng door for abundance for my family, I would entertain that opportunity. And true enough, after only 5 months of doing it, I became a gold leader in Young Living, which gives me a 6-figure income on a monthly basis. Just because I wanted to share my love for the oils and give this opportunity to a lot of people who might want to try it.
I love it that the intention and the reasons, iba-iba siya. And because hindi lang kayong dalawang kasama natin, pupuntahan ko all these other ladies who are joining us. I love it because of the pandemic. We could all be together doing this panel. I'll go to Rachel, close the Rach.
Hi.
Rachel, your story. How did you get into this?
It's a mixture of them. So what happened was my friend. Wait, it's echoing now.
Ganda ni Rachel.
We hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so what happened was, it's a combination. My friend, nahiya ko sa friend ko kasi she invited me to one of those classes to learn about essential oils. And then I liked what I heard and bumili lang ako because ano rin ako shopaholic. So when you show me something and I like it right off the bat, I'm gonna go and, buy it. But when I opened my oils, I used it. It was so amazing, the effect on my kids who at that time were not sleeping at all. They kept me up till 2 a.m. And when they fell asleep, I shared right away to my friends, oh my gosh, I found like the holy grail of like ways to tame the beasts. So when I did that, people started asking me where did I buy it? And so I said, okay, you just go to this site and you buy it. Little did I know that, they would give me a thank you check for that act alone. So I stumbled upon the business when I saw something came into my bag. I was like, what's this? Pwedeng i-racket. So really, when I found out na pwedeng i-racket, I learned everything about it. And I was kind of like choosy. It's like, oh, I'm gonna jump in and I'm going to do this my way. So I just started researching, because at the time there was nothing here in the Philippines that would like show me how to do it. I have no skills or in network marketing. I don't have experience. I was coming off from a job as a lawyer. So that was really, I had to like go blindly and learn step by step, trial and error until I found something, a system that I felt worked for me and for my friends. And then I taught it forward and it resonated with other people. So somehow it grew, both the people who are loving the oils and the business opportunities. So it was amazing that way.
Thank you for sharing that. I'll do my own recap para sa akin to actually. Yours was health benefits, all of these things. That's what got you started. I love it that Tuesday was so candid about it. Not love at first sight nung una, pero look naman how she's talking about it. And then kay Rachel naman is more of the love. Sa'yo yung love at first sight, na-enjoy mo when you saw it, when you opened it. How about kay Doc Arlene? What was it for you that got you started with it?
Hey, hi. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we hear you
I
loud and
started
clear.
in 2015. I don't believe in coincidences. No, actually, my friend Teresa Valmonte, who's from the States, she told her story was that she accidentally put me in an oily Facebook group and I asked her what it was. Sabi niya, yun yung kwento niya. But my story was that when she went home, she told me, she spoke uh, about these oils that were helping her health concerns. So sige, why not? Let me see, let me check. And so she gave me a bottle of basil and ml essential oil opened me to the wonderful world of the oils. I really didn't have any medical concerns, health concerns. It was just that it helped me relax, it helped me sleep, it helped my husband sleep. So sabi ko, oh, why not? Why not? So at that time, 2015, it's still, wala, there was no oils here. So it would take several months before I get those oils. So I was just enjoying it, and like what Rachel said, and Bing said, and Tuesday said, you can't help but share, diba? When you're happy with something, sige, share ako ng share. Oh, you feel like this, oh, try this, and I was so excited sharing. Again, I didn't know it was a business, and it a while took a really long while before I realized that there was a business opportunity. And as what Tina said, I'm not yet here full time, but still I was able to share more, and I also enjoy the financial freedom, the business opportunity. So yun ang story ko.
I love it that you mentioned there's no such thing as coincidence. That's exactly yung sinabi ni Kimi Liu Life Coach kanina. You are at the right place at the right time. There is a reason for it, why it's happening, why you're all here, typing up right now, why you're all listening. There's a reason for it, and that was your story. How about for Fo?
Hi! Nagfi-feedback talaga. Hi! Okay, my story, I actually had the premium starter kit when it was Tina who offered it to me. So when she offered me the PSK, I was looking for a diffuser, pausok. So my husband was bugging me. But ako kasi, I'm already aware of the, reading the label. So even prior to YL, I was careful in choosing what to buy, cosmetics, ganyan, because I grew up having a lot of issues, like skin issues, asthma, etc. So I'm careful with the things that I buy. So when Tina offered me the PSK and she said, it's all natural, it's essential oils. And I'm aware of essential oils because of my advocacy nga to go natural. So, 'di ba, when I buy before, I only see ingredients at the back of everything that I buy, parang essential oils and water, ganyan, natural. So, yes ako agad kay Tita. But then the business opportunity, it was offered to me immediately then because when she offered being the entrepreneur that she is, we know Tina, di ba? She is an entrepreneur. She offered me this, she showed me this poster saying that if I'm able to convince 4 friends into getting the same kit that I got, my kit will be covered. So doon ako sobrang whoa, I was blown away by that poster. It was quite easy for me, I thought at that time. Madali lang yung for people to convince because I think these are beneficial for sleep, for etc. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be quick to convince 4 friends. And then my takeaway from that also was the fact na 4 lang, covered na yung kit. That means medyo malaki yung makukuha ko doon and hindi easy na mapulot yung ganong amount. So, I studied the business immediately. So, may pagkarakitera din ako because I always say, extra income is always welcome. I tell that, and I'm a believer of that. So, yon. I explored the business right away.
Thank you
That's
for
my
that,
story.
Fo. So we were getting everyone's intro in this. I'm gonna fast forward a bit, no? Syempre, at the end of the day, no matter even if you help other people, there are benefits for you as well. So we're gonna talk about change, real change right now, how the Young Living business changed your life. But as early as now also, I wanna tell people, Pinay Girl Boss, it's not about the boss that you think na, wala, you're just going to have your own company and all. We're talking about mindset here. It's not about just leaving your job and, you could continue on doing whatever it is that you love and still be able to add to that. I'm a big believer on that. I do improv comedy and it's all about yes and adding it. So, adding these things, parang si Tuesday, ba, arami ginagawa sa buhay, lahat pinapasok, yes and, yes and, yes and, yes and, diba? And you guys saying yes and to it, si Bing then, yes and it's for my health. So, I just wanted to put that down so that everyone who's watching right now knows na being the boss of your life is about being the architect, diba? Designing, ano ba yung buhay na gusto ko? Ano ba yung buhay na gusto kong gawin? And that's what these ladies are here for, to show that these are real stories. They were able to do that with their lives. So, yun nga, ano ba yung changes na nagawa ninyo while you are being the architect of your own life? So, being back to you, the changes na nangyari sa buhay mo.
It has brought so much change. Kasi whenever people ask me, what made you stay in Young Living? I got the freedom that I wanted. Ito yung literal na freedom.
Freedom, okay.
Because freedom, it is, you can say yes to the things that you like and saying no to the things that you don't like. That's what freedom is for me. And being in Young Living and doing the Young Living business gave me that opportunity to say no to the things that I don't like anymore. So, yung freedom, it's literal, like freedom from an unhealthy relationship. I got time freedom because I already gave up my corporate job to do Young Living full-time. And doing that is so empowering because, alam mo yung travel time, I am sure a lot of people can relate that when you work in a corporate or like a normal job, like 8 to 5 or like 9 to 6 job, di ba? You travel from your house, going to the office. And for me, that's at least 3 hours per day.
Correct.
And then my job also requires me to travel a lot. So I've missed so much of my kids' milestones. So when I started getting a thank you check from Young Living, it's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I was able to say, firstly, no to that relationship. So now my kids and I are sobrang happy. And then I was able to say yes to time freedom because I'm doing Young Living full time, and literally you can do this business, naka-duster ka, hindi ka pa naliligo, you can do it anywhere, anytime.
I
And that's
wanted
the
to
beauty.
interject and just ask you, ano yung turning point nun? You said kasi when you made the choice and say, if a full type ko na to, ano yung turning point?
I had a target income. So
Okay.
I really worked for that income. And that kind of work, hindi ko kaya by myself. So it was the effort of my entire team. So when I rank up, it's really not me, it's my team. That's why I always tell to everyone that in this business, ang saya because you have the community with you. And you
Yes.
can really design your own life. Like work for that whatever goal that you like. Like if you want to have like an income that can pay for your essential rewards order every month, go for that. Diba? So whatever dream that you have, like Young Living is really there. You just have to say, I want this. I will go for it. That's it.
Okay. Big change yun, ah.
Sobra.
We're talking about changes, but big change yun.
Yes.
And since we're talking about changes, I will just add here, earlier on while Kimmy was talking here, I was talking to Tina on the side, oh, madaldal talaga kami, and I was asking her about her life. This is true. This is, she knows this, and she was telling me her story. I don't know if you guys know it all, but she was telling me her story, and I started to cry sa gilid dito, here in the green screen that we have here in the studio, because when you talk about changes, the life that Tina had, and talagang big flip, but I'll reserve that for another time. I'll reserve it another time, Tina. Next time we'll bring it up, because yun talaga was a big change for me, and hearing your story being na, okay, I'm making a decision, I'm gonna jump, tatalon na ako,
Yes.
full-time na to.
Yes.
That's also a big change. I'm
You know,
gonna
it
go
wasn't easy, because you have to take a risk.
Yeah.
And, you know,
True.
knowing, yeah, it's a huge risk. Imagine.
It's a
you're-
life decision.
Yeah, it's from a steady income to a business that, you know, if you are the kind of person who are scared, that's okay. Because it's really normal for us to be scared. But if you are super clear with what you want to achieve, and you know that you are surrounded with people who will work with you, who inspire you, and, you know, like, I heard yesterday, di ba, you have to have mentors from Joey Concepcion.
Yes.
We mentioned about the 3 M's, di ba? Money, market, and mentors. Like in this business, you have so many mentors. And it's just really up to you to make that decision and just work for it.
Starts with a decision, and I'm deciding to move to Doctora. With your story, how did this change your life? Kindly unmute yourself so we could hear you, Doctora.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I didn't. As Tina mentioned, I'm doing this part-time. But still, it has changed my life tremendously. Like what Bing said, it has given me freedom. Being a doctor, yeah, freedom. Oh, being a doctor, I have to be there. I have to be present in whatever I'm doing to be able to help and as well as to earn, right? But with Young Living, I had something on the side. For me, it's a side hustle, and I have experienced that because prior to Young Living, I could travel. Yes, I could travel. I could go on vacation, but you know, while you're there on vacation, you're thinking, "Nako, I have to be back to the hospital. I have to be back in my clinic because otherwise I'm not earning anything, right?" So when we had Young Living, parang mas, you know, you're not really pressured. Na I could really enjoy because while I'm not there in my day job, I still have something. I still have something there, and that one is really something that I'm truly grateful for, especially during the pandemic. I realized how much a blessing Young Living has given our family. And also, life-changing with Young Living is that I've gained so many friends. So I cannot imagine without Young Living to have met so many wonderful people like this one, like this community. And I have also deepened my relationships with my old friends. Yeah, the people I run with, the people I work with essential oils, with Young Living. It's something that I really cherish, and I feel that I'm blessed um, because of Young Living, because of this business. Yan yung aking life-changing na I think that I want to share with being a Pinay boss. Tama yung sabi mo, Chal, na being a boss is not owning a company. It's being able to be on a proper mindset that you are able to lead, to do what you want, to do what you love, and to be able to share what you have. Yeah.
I like your take on it, Tora, kasi you mentioned the community. I'm blown away with the community. Grabe yung I'm reading right now. Ayan, I will yes and Tuesday kasi she clapped eh. She clapped. No, I'm serious about it. You know, seeing the support that you have. Grabe yun. The mentorship is there continuously. You're learning something new. You're learning about how to have this entrepreneurial mindset, but at the same time to have that support from other people, just like what you guys are giving right now. So thank you so much for that. We are seeing you. We are hearing from you. If my eyes go left or right, that's because binabasa ko yung mga messages ninyo. I'm trying not to miss out on anything. So thank you. I love that. The community, the friendship as well. You know, Rachel, I shouldn't ask if you would recommend, because alam ko nang you would recommend this path to other people. But the question that I will ask you is, why would you recommend it?
Wow. Well, it's because it gives you options. Options is really what we are after for in life, to not feel stuck. And network marketing gives you that option to do this full-time or part-time, option to turn your life around and not just be on one path that was set for you by other people. Option to create your own life, your own marketing plan, because really ultimately this business model is a business, but it's really about creating your own marketing plan. Versus a traditional business where you have to think about how to deal with your operations, how to develop the perfect product or service that you can take to market, how to actually deliver the actual products, logistics, how to have your IT or your ordering system set up. So those are like areas where traditional businesses, if you are the CEO, you have to design and create. But at network marketing, having a partner company like Young Living, they take care of all of that for you. We are partnered with a 27-year-old company that provides the best essential oils and supplements in the market. And so I don't have to worry about that. I just have to worry about, what is my marketing plan? Should I adopt my mentors? Should I create something that is more flexible and fits my lifestyle? Everything else you can learn along the way. So I like to tell people that the Young Living business is a great equalizer. Because really what happens here is it doesn't discriminate against race, education background. You don't need to have a degree. Unlike some jobs where you have to have masters, mga ganon, or even just a college degree, where in the Philippines we need a playing field that is level and easier for people to get into. Another point would be the cost of starting this business is pretty low. Like with Young Living, it's around 9,180. This month we have something lower, which is 4,000. Compare that to another traditional businesses where your capital investment is way higher. Even if you don't create business from the beginning, like maybe you purchase a franchise, those things still cost a lot more than here. So what happens is this is something that you can add on and say yes and do it alongside whatever it is you're already doing. Everything you need to succeed, you can learn along the way. So I'm not gonna go claim that it's a get rich quick scheme or anything like that, because it's still a business and it still entails hard work. But what I love about it is because we have so many mentors who provide their services for free, you can learn the skills you need to create your own marketing plan within the first year or 2 years, if that's how much time you have allotted for that learning process. And while you are learning, you're getting paid. Can you imagine? I mean, I went to law school. So that's 4 years of pre-law and then law school and then the bar. And then before I can actually get payment for my services. But here, you can start right away and get paid and just, go to school the first 2 years. So the first 2 years in a network marketing business is going to entail that learning curve. But that's okay because you're getting paid while you're learning to, try this and that so that you can create the perfect marketing plan that's for you. So there.
Rachel, I will not argue with you. Lalo na nung sinabi mong lawyer ka. Hindi. No, but seriously, when you said the great equalizer, parang the first thing that came into my head was maong, jeans, di ba? You could be a construction worker, pwede ka magmaong. Pwede ka, Joey Concepcion only wears jeans, FYI.
Yeah.
Oh, nag-reveal pa ako ng chismis. Talagang you can wear, it's like jeans, diba? Anyone can come in. It's not about if you're a guy, you're a girl, you're young, you're old. You could be in college still. So I love that you said that. That was very important. Thank you. How about for you, Fo? What is your why? Parang ang casual ng tanong ng why, pero actually ang bigat-bigat niya. Why should people get, or why would you recommend this?
4 years in this business, I've already seen a lot of leaders. Like what Rachel said, it's the great equalizer. Like leaders from all walks of life. And they have grown, as in to diamond rank even, to RCD rank. And these are all empowered leaders now. It's like having a personality development journey with a good paycheck. So yun nga, sabi ni Rax, you get paid along the way. Just we learn as we go. And it could be for anybody as long as they want it. They want it really bad. And Bing also mentioned this earlier. So it's really something na not a lot has that. I think that's one thing na yung mga tao kasi they feel na they like it. But they're not really actually willing to have it. So it's yung to the truest sense of wanting it. That's how it will take you far in this business. And it could be for anybody.
Love it. So, you make a choice first. Piliin mo muna, then the options open. Like what Rachel has mentioned. Nababasa ko kasi yung mga messages yung pajama club, duster club, o yung bring up mo na kahit naka-pajama ka. Okay, distressed maong, sabi ni Fritz, designer maong, overalls, recycled shorts maong, kahit ano pa yan, it's for everyone. Yes, thank you for that. Si Tuesday, medyo babalik na rin ko yung question kasi kaya niya. Oh, bakit? Kilala ka na. You're already in this. You're already in entertainment. You have access to all of these connections and network. Bakit ito yung pinasukan mo pa among all the choices? Why?
Parang people will think it's easier for me because yun nga, you said,
Yes.
I know a lot of people, I've been in different industries. But actually, when I started doing this seriously and intentionally as a business, it was harder for me. Kasi people will not invest in you if they know that you already have it. Pero hindi nila alam yung katotohanan na ang dami natin napaaral, kahit hindi natin mga anak, mga ganyan,
True.
mga bayarin sa pang-araw-araw. And who will say no to more money, di ba?
Yes.
But I'm not into shiny things naman. I don't buy designer stuff as much. as much.
I love the
Self-love.
May
Self-love
kasalan.
yan.
Self-love. Maging makatotohanan tayo. Ganyan. But as Rachel always says in her classes, sabi niya, it's not about the shiny things. Tapos lagi ding sinasabi ni Tina, you can sit with us. As in, may mga kasama kami dito sa community na palengkera pag nagsasalita. Pero may mga kasama din kami na highfalutin words ang ginagamit pag nagka-classes. So, maraming iba-ibang klaseng tao dito. So, dapat may artista din para ano din.
Represent
Patas lang, di ba? So, when I speak to people, lalo na pag matagal mo nang hindi nakakausap, lalo na pag ako kunyari ang kakausapin, Mars, kamusta ka na? Dalawa lang lagi naiisip ko. Uutangan ako or may bebenta sa akin.
Okay.
So, ganun din yung pakiramdam ko when I was speaking to people na ko, judge ako nito, o kaya kikitaan nila ako ng kahinaan because I'm offering something now. Napunta ka na dyan.
Okay.
It's as if demeaning yung ginagawa natin or
Yeah.
parang walang dignity in labor or in hard work. But I'm the type of person that never shies away from things like that. Bukod sa makapal yung mukha ko, alam ko na marangal yung trabaho at
Yes.
naniniwala ako sa produkto, naniniwala ako sa mga kaalyado ko sa community, and I have a powerful story to share. And
Yes, please.
mainly people don't just buy your product, they actually buy you. And when I speak to people, they get turned on not just by the oils, but how I changed my life using this as a tool for me to affect change in my own life. And when Bing was speaking before in one of the events in the Young Living community, I was really crying so profusely because we have a lot of similar stories that we really got out of bad relationships that didn't serve us anymore. And as empowered women, we wanted something that is our own. Na parang ako gumawa nito, kumbaga pera ko to, buhay ko to, tapos I called the shots.
Nice.
I have been calling the shots since I was a little girl, and maybe it's high time that I teach other people to do the same, most especially single parents out there who are listening right now. The community that you are going to join, should you decide to become one of us, hindi siya kulto ha, kasi may one of us no? Hindi siya kulto ha. I became, if we're talking about change, I became a more compassionate person, somebody who's always out there, always speaking. I became more of a listener. I became more accepting of other people's psychological quirks because I have my own. At saka parang as a leader, it's really not about position, it's about action. So they come to me with a problem, I give them a solution. They come to me with a dream, we make it happen. So yun
clear.
yung change na nangyari sa akin. I became a solution provider for people.
I love it. Sa sobrang love yung nagsabi, iboto si Tuesday Party List representative.
Kaya-
You know, but kidding aside, these amazing women I have here today, attorneys, lawyers, Bangko Sentral, HIFO, doctors, diba? Entertainment industry. And this is from me. That's not in my script right now. They're actually showing, once you talk about being vulnerable, sharing your story, that's such a big thing and connecting with everyone. And I promised you guys real talk. So, dediretsuhin ko na to. Okay? When people say, diba, there's a lot of misconceptions sa MLM, network marketing, and I know that. We know that, diba? Hindi natin tinatago, we're not hiding it under the rug, it's there. We're gonna try to pull out, you know, to say and make the truth come out from you guys. But this is my perception with it. Every time you open these wonderful books, Tony Robbins, siguro naman kilala niyo siya, diba? Si Kuya Tony Robbins. Everyone always says, like, if you wanna learn about sales, about business, about entrepreneurship, if you want to have the entrepreneurial mindset, and not just Tony Robbins, okay? Even si kumparing Warren Buffett, lahat yan. Because I love reading these books. They always say, learn and start with MLM or network marketing. It will really humble you, but at the same time, heighten you to learn so much. Words ko to ha, I know this because I've read so much books about this. So when I got asked before this, siguro screening ako ni Tina and ni Max bago ko gawin to, no? What's your thoughts? Sabi sa akin ni Max about it. And we were chatting while she was in Saudi nga. Sabi ko, you know what? For me, it's simple. If the product is clear, we all know, YL, diba? The oils and all, if it's clear, then it's not a scam because it's the product. You believe in the product. But if you can't find the product, kasi iba yung pyramid, didiretsuhin ko na kayo. If you can't find the product, you can't find it. Like, ano ba binibenta nila? Tao? Diba? Tao ba binibenta nila?
An idea.
This is for me. You don't have to agree with me, guys. This is for me. If the product's not there, what is it? It's unclear, but it looks cool. It's there somewhere. Then that's different. And for me, it's clear. Klarong-klaro. Alam natin ginagamit natin pag masakit ulo natin, pag diba stress tayo, it's clear. It's the product. So that's my take on it. But now, I'm doing the real talk with these women. So they will actually talk about it. We will not hide it under the rug. It's right there. People say, MLM, network marketing, Bing, So what is it? What is your truth with it?
When I decided to do Young Living full-time, nagtaas ng kilay ng maraming tao. Because they told me, you have a very good job being. Parang ang taas na ng level mo. And why all of a sudden do this full time? It's not a stable company. Like the income is not, unlike dito, yan parating sinasabi nila sa akin. And they said that hindi yan magtatagal. Hindi magtatagal yung business mo. And I was like, kala nyo lang yun, di ba? Kala nyo lang yun, di ba? Parang, guys, this company, in a real, legit, multi-level marketing company, it is just a matter of you accepting this income opportunity and of course the products, because kapag legit ang isang MLM, may product sila talaga. Okay? If wala, you have to think twice. Right? So, for me, yung MLM, parating nilang ginajudge na scam. That's what you said. It's a scam. Pag nauna na sila, wala ka na. Nauna na sila eh. But it's not like that, because you will be the one deciding on how and how far you will go in this business. It's only you who can say up to where you will be. Like ako, parang, even though they say, diamond ka na, I have more dreams. I have a lot of things to accomplish. And this is just the start. Okay? So, yan yung parati nilang sinasabi na, nauna ka ni. Paano pa kami magsasucceed? Nauna ka na. It's not like that. As what they've been saying, this is a personality development with a paycheck. I signed up with Young Living not knowing about the business. Nothing. As in nothing.
And then learning it along the way.
Yes, and when I just shared it. Kasi I'm just madaldal.
Yes, we know.
Alam
Alam ko na.
because of, my gosh, yung, di ba, sniffles na wala, ganyan. And I started talking about it with my mommy friends. And they signed up. And then, the next month, I got a thank you check from Young Living. Like, how did this happen? And then, my enroller told me, my friend said that, you can use that to get your order this month. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I like this. Because it's self-sustaining, and at the same time, I'm helping other people as well. So this is not just about me. This is really sharing what I know, because a lot of people, like most people who decide to do this, can achieve whatever. That's the real network marketing business.
And I saw it. Sharing is caring. I've been seeing it there. So straight talk. This is for me. I have no vested interest in this, okay? Of course, I do my research prior because I love entrepreneurship. It's been my core. I host, I talk about business all the time. There's a huge difference, okay? I'm sorry if I'm going straight into it. Pyramiding, which people often mistake, is completely different, okay? As opposed to that scam part, as opposed to MLM. And that's why I have so much high regard and respect for people who do it. Because when you get into it, that choice to be able to relate with other people, share what you're earning, be willing to say, okay, I'm willing to learn. Marami pa akong kailangan matuto. Like you said kanina, nahirapan ka. It wasn't as easy. Like people thought na, pag Tuesday, madali na. Ganyan, di ba? You have to learn and go in it and learn it. And whichever path you choose, may kanya-kanyang challenges and stories naman din yan, no? So I'm gonna go to Rachel. Anong take mo? I'm sure you've gotten it. Anong take mo? Pero mahirap mag-argue with Rachel, attorney eh. So how do you tackle it? How do
So
you
I'll give
say
you
it?
a legal. No, the way I processed it in my mind when I decided to jump into it full time and leave my lawyering my lawyering career. So you can just imagine what people would say. Why would you give up your profession for network marketing? So I started thinking about that, and it all boils down to that stigma that is here. Like, we can't deny that there is a stigma, but then I asked the question, why is it there? So it can be a couple of things. Number one, you hit it right on the nail that some companies masquerade as MLM companies, but they're in fact pyramid schemes. They don't have products, so that gives a bad impression, that leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. So that's one reason why there's a stigma. Another reason is even if the company is legit, when people fail or quit because it was too hard, they tend to justify it. It didn't work for me because then they start blaming. They will blame the company, they will blame the products, they will blame their mentors, they will even blame themselves. So when this story of failure spread around, and it gives us, it puts us in a bad light because somebody quit, versus, and then it really takes a lot of grit for us to stay here and go forward in our own path. Now, the third reason why there's also that stigma is when we have legit companies but bad products, and they pull out or they close down, then that also gives a bad light to everybody else, which I find very unfair, because in other professions, if there's malpractice or if there's in this world, nobody is perfect. Everybody comes in different professions with different skill levels and different ways of performing. And somebody who does malpractice in one profession, it doesn't affect everyone else in that industry. It's very isolated. But with the MLM profession, it's unfair, because when people don't do their jobs well, or they market in an icky or inauthentic or very, what do you call this, no integrity kind of way, everybody else gets a bad rep. So I find that extremely unfair that our reputations also gets damay because other people are not skilled enough. But in other professions, it's okay, they isolate it. So I think the stigma comes from that, and it takes events like these where we can really voice out that, it's a simple business model. It's just hard because there's prejudice against us, and it takes really brave bosses to shine that light that you can do this business in a way that is authentic and ethical, and with the right company, you have this culture. And like Tony Robbins says, your the greatest love you can give us a human being is, aside from love, is your labor. So that would mean that if you do this business, this MLM, with that in mind, with your labor as your expression of love, you start doing the business by, being connected to contribution, serving others on high levels, rooting yourself in the success of others and cheering them on, and lifting other women. And with the low cost of entry, this business model can help so many people, especially during a pandemic, especially in a third world country. So most of the things that we do all the time is cast that vision so that people can see beyond their limiting beliefs and tap into their full potential. And as Bing says, we will walk you through hand in hand with that and we'll teach you and we'll help grow. This is a business personal development with a paycheck, where we grow and learn every day, and we help each other so that we don't quit on our dreams, and we collaborate with high vibe humans like Kimmy just blessed us earlier with embossing. So really, the environment is not friendly to MLMs because of these years of malpractice of other distributors, which gives us a bad rep. But if you really dissect it to all these factors, are you looking at if the company is good, are the products even good, is the product something you can stand by, then shouldn't be these. We should really work hard to dispel these. So I'm very glad that we have this platform. Thanks, Tina and Max.
Rachel, gustong-gusto ko yung sagot mo, diretso. Kasi, to be honest, hindi ko alam kung may trabaho pa ako with Tina and Max sa mga tinatanong ko dito. I'm really going straight forward with it. No, really. These are, with other people, they like to tend to hide these kind of talks under the rug. And you guys, you women, have been so gracious answering it straightforward, because that's how you know it's real. Na pwedeng pag-usapan, pwedeng sabihin kung ano talaga ang isang bagay. So I'm very grateful with that. And sana, Tina, Max, you still love me no matter what. Because I'm really putting hard-hitting questions for these women.
Tayo.
Real talk. I promise you real talks. I didn't want to give up on that. For Arlene, for Tuesday, do you want to end Do you want to give more about that before I wrap things up? Ang hirap mag-wrap. Ang rami ko pag gusto itanong. But do you want to add anything more with that concept, the mga misconceptions? Anyone? Fo, Arlene? Jose?
I'll add to conception, but not on the scammy way. But I think I just want to bring this out there that I think the first misconception for those who would want to try this business is the fact that you need to be salesy in order for you to grow in this business. That's one misconception, guys. So being salesy is so different from being able to sell. So I want to make that clear because anybody being your own boss, diba? All of us have that capacity to be able to sell an idea. We sell daily to our husbands, to our kids, to everybody. So you can grow in this business even if you think that you are not salesy. Ang dami namin hindi salesy dito sa sa YL. And I think that's really something that you should think about.
Fo, thank you so much for that. And sa rami ko nang na-interview entrepreneurs, successful people, even when they're on the top already, the selling never stops. That's part of it, and it's something that makes us great and makes us learn. For me, the more no's I get, the more I understand what does this person need ba talaga? How can I be there to help? And I'm talking as a travel agent because that's also my profession, diba? So these are the things na wala kahit anong sabihin mo, you saw Joey Concepcion yesterday.
Yes.
The guy still sells. He's already up there. He really still does. And that whole stigma of selling, it's part of life. Whether, every day they say we make a choice and we express that choice with what we eat. Alam ko nang, ay, vegan ka, mahilig ka sa karne, that's a choice. With what we wear, wala kang paki sa pananamit mo, ay, may paki ka, maarte ka, magaling ka dito, fashionable ka. Everything is a choice. So when you mentioned earlier on that you made a choice to transition, that's how options start to happen. Because first, you had to choose first. Do I believe in this? Yes. Now what? Now what are the next steps? Okay, but I should really stop talking because these girls have more to say. I want to hear from you guys before we wrap things up. Although I see people saying they want to extend this. Part 2. Ang namin pwede pag-usapan, lalo na pag ganito yung kausap mo. Dr. Arlene, anything that you want to share, your message for everyone listening?
Yeah, first child, I love you. Okay, so I'm sure Max and Ina loves Sisti. I love you more.
Oh, may trabaho pa ako. Okay, good.
Marami ka pang trabaho. Ako, my message is just, this is a legit business. And kasi, one, we have to work hard for it. Hindi siya easy. That is one thing that we have to impart to everyone. Porque ba, you see us that we have reached our high ranks. It's not easy. Yan lang masasabi ko. It's hard work, but if you do it intentionally, and if you share from the heart, like sabi nila, it's not salesy, but when you share authentically and you put in your time, your effort, it will really, you will get the paybacks that you want. You will reach your ambitions, you will reach your goals, but yun nga, since this is a real business, you have to put in real work. Yun.
Well said. Thank you so much. How about for you, Bing?
Bitin.
Totoo naman, real talk. Real talk din yun.
Yeah, Tina Bitin. Anyway, I've been reading the chat and sinasabi nila doon that MLM is making lives meaningful. And that is so real. Because if you decide to do this, imagine you just buy a kit, you get the oil, and when you share your stories, because people will listen and buy your story. So if you just do this and do not give up, because in any business, there are ups and downs. As what you said, Chal, like getting those no's, I embrace them. Because we learn from these no's. And when they say no, it's just not today. It can be tomorrow, a year after. So it's really keeping those relationships and, just don't give up. Know your why. Because if you have that why, that if you falter, if you get those no's, but if you recall your why am I even doing this? Why did I decide to leave my corporate job and do this full time? And that will energize you again. So that's it.
The core, the why. Rachel, for you?
For me, my last thoughts are, there, take away from your mind that this is the end all and be all of everything. Like everything else that we do in life, it's just a bridge to creating the life that you want. Young Living for me has really opened a lot of doors for me to pursue many of my interests and really create and be the architect of my life. And we want that for you too. Just the fact that you're given more options to say yes to, that is a big change, a big transformation that you can have for your life. It's given me more courage because I used to be an introvert and cannot speak in public forums like this. It's given me a sense of purpose. Business really is a spiritual game in the sense that the more you work at it and the higher that you go, it becomes a spirit of contribution. You're no longer just looking out for yourself and in that selfish way, but now that you're making more, you have more to share. So money in the hands of good people do good things. And because of that, we are able to contribute more to others. It starts with contributing to our family and friends and community and even a country. So don't ask us about our taxes that we have to pay.
No BIR.
But definitely, we are making an impact in many, many lives and indirectly through taxes. But so, let's not feel shy about that. Let's be very proud that we can, through MLM, we can find our purpose. And as being said, MLM stands for making lives meaningful.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Rachel. When you said purpose, when you help someone find purpose, how can you go wrong with that? That is a good thing, a great thing. Fo, how about for you?
One thing that resonated with me this week lang din, and I think I stumbled on that quote for this specific moment. I loved when I saw the hashtag, was it the hashtag? But the saying goes like, chase your purpose and profit will follow. And that's what's really happening in our communities. In the Young Living community, sobrang kitang-kita yun. Ayun lang.
Thank you so
Just
much,
wanted-
Fo. And ito, iniwan ko sa dulo kasi save the best for last. Hashtag no pressure. Sa kanya ko lang kasi pwede gawin
Ang bigat.
Hashtag no pressure. The best daw to eh. Ito na talaga eh. Yung last parting words eh. Sorry.
Okay lang siya. Natutuwa ako kay Chal kasi parang spirit animal ko siya, alam mo, yung parang naghatapon siya dito, tapos binabalik ko. Volleyball kami ng energy dito, Mars. Ako yung bata na ako yung mother sa Chinese garter, ako yung patotot sa patintero. So, lider-lideran ako, bata pa lang ako. So, simplihan lang natin, wag natin masyadong komplikahin, no? So, when somebody offers me something, hindi ko siya iniisip, I say yes to it. Sino magli-leader dito sa ganito? Okay, gawin natin yan. When Tina said, I need music for the PGB event, may naisip ako, ito, gagawin natin. Anong gagawin nating production? Ito, may suggestion ako. Because you always have to say yes if you feel in your heart there is something there that is calling you. So, you don't have to see the whole staircase just for you to say yes. Hindi kailangan expert ka sa marketing, hindi ka dapat may sales degree, hindi ka dapat like philosopher to be able to speak words of wisdom to people when you're teaching classes. Walang ganong kailangan dito. Ang kailangan mo lang is willingness, kailangan mo ng motivated heart para everyday you will show up with courage and bravery. Tapos mangyayari na lang yun lahat ng hindi mo nararamdaman. That is why we showed you the income disclosure statement in the beginning of our discussion because we really wanted to show you the actual incomes that people earn in the community na hindi aksidente because of that powerful yes that they gave to the company. So imagine I said yes to this thing 9 months ago. I already have 1,000 plus
Wait, 9
members.
months ago
9 months
lang?
ago lang. One of the
Okay.
youngest in all of the...
I didn't know this, I didn't know this 9 months ago lang. Okay.
9 months ago, and then I already have 1,000 plus members, and 100 of those are my personal enrollments. But I had to speak to 700 people and get 600 no's to get those 100 yeses. But you know, Chal, sometimes you win, but sometimes you learn. There is really no loss. So lahat ng mga no mo, win pa rin yun. Kasi you're able to, you know, make your skin thicker because of the experience. You learn a different approach on your next talk, and then you become a more courageous leader for the rest of your team who will experience the same thing. You lift them up. So in this community, we rise by lifting others. So that is my parting words to all of you. If you want to enter a multi-level marketing business, you will become braver, stronger, faster, and more efficient than the person you are yesterday. So I encourage you to take this on.
Tumatak sa akin yung 700, what was that? 700 people and 600 no. Did I get it right? 600 no's. Okay. And she didn't say loss. She said learnings.
Yes.
She said learns. Thank you so much, ladies. Okay, I'll be honest with you. None of these people I knew or were close to. I just met everyone today. I just met everyone today. But here's what I can say for sure. That's not on my prompter. That's not on my script. Yes, everyone is authentic, they are themselves, but I think why they are here today speaking and are able to speak with so much confidence is they were consistent. Whatever it was that they were doing, they were consistent and they were ambitious. I don't like it when people get allergic with the word diba, nilagyan ng negative connotation na ambisyosa. Why? What's wrong with that? Ambition is great, especially for women. It's something that we all deserve and should be proud about. And yeah, consistency is what I saw. Okay, this is just my findings, parang doktor, no? My findings. I saw the consistency and that's why they're here today talking. And hopefully, it's you guys right now who are on Facebook, Zoom, that we get to talk to next time here to share your story. So thank you so much. Very enlightening. Nagkaroon ako ng konting goosebumps. Dr. Arlene Hernandez, Bing Guevara, Tuesday Vargas, Attorney Rachel Amiro, and Poe Fernandez. Give them a round of applause. Thank you for being so open and for sharing what you have, your stories as well. We hope you guys took down notes from their tips, their insights to help you in your boss up journey and definitely get inspired to do something and make a choice so that options open up. Now let me turn you over back to Tina and Max.